It's time to place your bets. Let's step into the huddle.
585, ready.
You're listening to the PreSnap Podcast weekly wagering show brought to you by LineStar app, the top-rated DFS tool set and #1 companion for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Go LineStar Premium now at LineStarApp.com. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Pisapia and Scott Bogman.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and welcome to the PreSnap right here on the LineStar app. It is me, and it's Scott Bogman, and it's you, and it's time to pick some games. It's the wagering special, and we are special in every sense of the word, and so is the LineStar app. So go out and get that right away and go upgrade to the premium product. And Bogman, last week, pretty good. You were 10-3 straight up, 9-4 for me straight up. You were 9-4 against the spread. Very nice for you. I was disappointing on the over-unders. I didn't carry my weight. I was only 500, but I did get the Giants to cover yet again. I mean, what a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh my goodness. So good. Just so good. I love it when the Giants cover because it's pretty much every week, Box.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't pick them. You picked the one game to talk about that I didn't get right here.
I gotta live somewhere. Oh, wait. Oh, well, I was going to say I also got Minnesota right, but you picked Minnesota too. So there you go.
Yeah. So, and I got all of it right. I got the under on that.
You did get all it right. Well done.
Later in the week, realized how bad the wins were going to be in that Cleveland and Houston game and switched it to the under on my bet. So I hit that one as well, but I thought it was going to be over because we were supposed to get, once again, you got to watch the weather reports even after we talk about them. There's nothing in particularly bad this week at all. I think there's some rain maybe in one of the
a lot of indoor games too. You got New Orleans, you got some weather situations under control. You got LA in play, you got Vegas in play. Hopefully, you got some temper control kind of thing.
Cleveland and
Green
Philly
Bay this week for Cleveland.
Cleveland and Philly has rain. That's it. Everything else has like 8-mile-an-hour winds and clear or overcast. So it should be a nice weather week. We don't have to worry about that at all. But once again, weather playing a factor last week. So
well, we do have to worry about quarterbacks though, because there's a ton of quarterback injuries. Drew Brees is out this week. We got Teddy Bridgewater and Stafford dealing with injuries too. We've got young quarterbacks playing. We've got Andy Dalton possibly starting again. And as of recording this, there's still a lot of things in motion. So
we have the entire Rams defense on the COVID list, but they should be
with the Raiders defense. The whole Raiders defense is on the COVID list.
Yeah. It's Clelin Ferrell has COVID, and I think he's a team captain. So 8 other starters have tracing stuff with him. They should all be able to play. But none of them are going to get to practice at all this week. So that's harsh. But so there's no line.
We don't have a line on that game as of right now, but whatever that line, I don't care what double-digit line it ends up being, Kansas City's going to cover it. So, but this is why it's very important that, you listen to the pods like this and then you wait and you make sure you have your best information all the way up to game time, including weather, including COVID stuff, including injuries, all that stuff. So go make sure you wait till the last minute because you really need to this year. You can't really, every now and then you can jump on a line, and we've done that here once or twice where you say, hey, jump on this before it moves because it might. So let's start here with Atlanta and New Orleans because it's one of these situations that's in flux. New Orleans is 4.5-point favorites. The number is 50 here on this one. Look, Jameis Winston's had some good games against Atlanta in the past. And I know everyone wants to write the narrative of, he's played well against Atlanta. Last year, Teddy Bridgewater came in. They didn't miss a beat. But Atlanta's played much better in the last few weeks, and I'm a little worried about this game because of the way New Orleans has played defense. So I think New Orleans is going to win this football game, but I'm going to take Atlanta to cover here, and I will take the over on the 50. That's the way I go with this one. Boggs, how about you?
I'm less confident in the against the spread pick. I'll take the Saints just because they're playing at home, and I think Winston should be able to drop in here and not mess up too much, but
last words.
I am going to take the over though, because look, if he does start throwing picks, Atlanta can score. So I'm going to take the over. I think anyone can score in Atlanta, and Atlanta can score on anyone. So it should be an over game. But I like Winston in this game. I'm excited to watch. I hope Winston gets the gig in New Orleans next year.
Well, let me tell you something, man. If Winston plays well, after what you saw at Teddy Bridgewater, let's say they go 2-0 in these next 2 games, then I think as a Saints fan, you got to feel pretty good about the future without Drew Brees, because you got to
Yeah.
say, hey, the infrastructure's here. Teddy B went, and, Teddy B looked really good. And you know what? Teddy B's looked good this year too. So maybe it's Teddy B. This game is going to answer a lot of questions. And maybe it's too much to put too much into one game. Maybe we shouldn't do that. But at least these next 2 weeks are going to give us a clearer picture of who Winston is, who the Saints are without Drew Brees, maybe going forward a little bit
And
more
Michael
than even
Thomas
last year.
get back on track, because I think he's finished as wide receiver 80, 70, and 49 so far in the
That's not good. That's no bueno, man. That's not good. Cincinnati at Washington. Washington is actually 1.5-point favorites in this one. The number's 46.5. You can have this one first, my friend. This is all you.
All right. Well, look, Cincinnati's a mess right now, and they had been playing better. They ran into Pittsburgh, who Pittsburgh loves to spank Cincinnati. I was wearing my We Day shirt, so I love beating up on the Bengals, of course, but I don't have a ton of confidence in Washington. But being 1.5 and they're at home, I'm going to take Washington in this game straight up and against the spread, 46.5. I want to take the under on this because, look, I think Cincinnati's defense has been playing a little bit better, so I think they can stymie Alex Smith a little bit. But I'm still excited about McKissick and Antonio Gibson in this game as well. So give me Washington under.
I will take Cincinnati here. Upset special it. Let's go. Cincinnati for the W. They were just completely outclassed by Pittsburgh. And that's there's no harm and shame in that. And just as bad as Joe Burrow can look one week against somebody, he could turn on the next week and you go, wow, look at that. Look, they're back. And I think this is going to be one of those kind of games. I just don't have a lot of faith in Washington and what they're going to do. And I'll take the over in this game too. If I like Cincinnati, I think it's going to be more points than people realize. And Washington offensively was okay last week. This next one's another complicated one because of the quarterback situation. So Carolina is hosting Detroit. Carolina's 1.5-point favorites. We don't have a number on this one as of right now. But this is a hard pass for me anyway, if I have to. If everyone's healthy, I would probably go with Carolina here, to be honest with you. I just feel like I just don't trust Detroit. So I'll take Carolina to win and to cover. And how about you there, Boggs?
I mean, I'm going to take Detroit in this game. I like
look at us. 2 out of 3 already. We're completely different.
Yeah. I like Detroit in this game. I don't love Detroit in this game, but I think Carolina is starting to they're hitting that wall where they played well. Now, CMC, they're handling him with kid gloves. Teddy Bridgewater has this knee thing. I think there's a chance that he might end up sitting and we get Walker. So I think this is a huge DeAndre Swift game. So give me the Lions in this one.
All right. So let's move on here to New England at Houston. New England is a 2.5-point favorite on the road here. The over-under is 49. Now, Boggs, we talked about this yesterday on the DFS show. The one thing that, is Houston's glaring problem is the one thing that actually New England's pretty good at, and that's running the football. So how do you think this one's going to shake out?
Yeah, I think this is New England in a win. I mean, I think the wind has been taken out of the sails of the Texans, even with Cornell stepping in. Remember last week it was, hey, Cornell could be the starting guy next year too. Why would you want that? We've already seen him fail and he's older. Like, you got to get some new blood in there for these guys, I think, especially when you're toting around a talent like Deshaun Watson. So give me the Patriots. They're Jekyll and Hyde this year. So I think they're going to Jekyll or Hyde, whichever one's better. I'm not sure.
I think Jekyll's the better one.
Okay,
the doctor's the good guy. Mr. Hyde is the bad guy.
Yeah, they're going to Jekyll this game and beat down Houston, even on the road. But I'm going to take the under because I think, I don't have a ton of trust in Cam Newton right now. And I just think run the ball, because that is what Houston cannot stop at all. And I think that's going to be Bill Belichick's go-to is pound the ball. I think we see like maybe 20 pass attempts from Cam Newton in this game, if that. So I think it's going to be a lot of running. So give me the under.
I'm going to go the same here. Give me New England across the board and the under also. I just think they're going to run this to death, and that's what's going to happen there. And, New England really hasn't been proficient throwing the football all year, and this is look, they're lucky the schedule's matching up like this for them. And I think they're going to have a good run here in this game all over Houston. Philadelphia Eagles at Cleveland. Cleveland 3-point favorites in this one. The number's 47. Give me Cleveland. And enough with the Eagles already. You're going to go on the road now and beat a team that can run the ball down your throat. I am so sick of the Eagles. The Eagles are a hot mess. Now watch, they'll go win this week. But, they're getting healthier, and the healthier they get, the worse they get. I don't understand this. I mean, the offensive line's played like trash. Carson Wentz has regressed. He's a turnover machine. I'm sorry. Like, Myles Garrett is going to be all over this dude. And it would not shock me to see Cleveland score a touchdown on division.
I know it changes every week.
Giants. My cover Giants. That's who's going to win it. My cover Giants. That's it. I mean, right now, tell me the Giants aren't the most complete football team of those four.
How could you argue for or against any of those teams?
I don't know, but I'm gonna make a fake argument for it.
I'm gonna take Washington right now. Their defense is good. I think if there's one unit that's best in that conference, it's Washington's defense. So that's what
I don't disagree with that. But you know what? I mean, look, Joe Judge has got them all so fired up. They're throwing punches at him over there.
I heard that there was no punches thrown, but there was a really not nice word called. So,
not nice. He used harsh words. That really was hurtful.
They were bad words.
They were bad words. They were harsh words. Oh my God, Joe Judge is like, he doesn't care. He gives zero Fs. Joe Judge. He's pissing everybody off.
Is that what he is?
What's that?
He's the coaching badger. Like the honey badger.
Yeah, that's what he is.
He doesn't give a what he was called. How about over under on this game? Where are you going?
47 is the number here.
It's a good number.
It's a really, I would stay away from this number, but if I'm going to be pushed to it, I'm going to take the under actually, because I just think the Eagles are a hot mess.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland both straight up against the spread. I'm going to take the over in this one just because I don't have a good feel for it. I'm with Joe. I would not put money on the over-under in this game, but it's 2020 and games have been going over, so I'll take the over.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right, but I don't know. I'm just going with that whole Nick Chubb just running and grinding down the Eagles. Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. Pittsburgh is a 10-point favorite in this one. It's a big number on the road. Now you're very concerned always about the Jacksonville Jaguars. The number is 46.5. So Boggs, are you confident? I'm going to let you go first on this one because it's Pittsburgh. Are you confident here with the 10?
Just to break you down real quick, the two quarterbacks that beat the Steelers in the playoffs for the Jaguars, there were Blake Bortles and David Garrard.
David Garrard. I remember that game. It was
brilliant. Yeah, I remember. It was not fun. But look, I picked against my Steelers last week. It did not pan out for me, and I got most of the games right last week. So I'm going to roll with them. I know it's a road game. It's a big line. I have not been great on these. That's why I took Jacksonville last week because they were Jacksonville was on the road and were given a big line. But I'm going to take Pittsburgh. They're hot right now. The defense is playing pretty good. And give me the over in this game because I think that 46.5 is low.
I think the 46.5 is low too. I'll take Pittsburgh in the over also across the board. I just think defensively they're going to put up some points here. They don't even need Jacksonville necessarily to keep pace to hit the over in this one. Pittsburgh could just flat out throttle them and they can get there. This could be a 31, 17 kind of a contest and it doesn't matter. They could just absolutely throttle them potentially.
35-14 does it. So
yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. Tennessee at Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens favored by 6, 48.5 is the number. I got to be honest with you. I'll take Baltimore to win this game, but I'm going to take the Tennessee side of this one just because Tennessee does have a tendency to come back into games. Tennessee has a lot of heart. I think Tennessee realizes how important this football game is. And let's be honest, every time Baltimore's been faced with like a legitimate opponent, they have struggled this year. They've struggled with New England. They struggle with Pittsburgh. They struggle with Kansas City. And 2 of those games were in their own building, just like this one. So I don't know, man. Like I'm over Baltimore. Now, that being said, I think Lamar's going to give them all they can handle. And I think Baltimore will find a way to actually win this football game because Tennessee at the end of days is not going to be able to win games if they can't kick field goals. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I will take the over in this game too. Despite how good the Baltimore Ravens defense is, I think Tennessee will find a little way here. And I think this is kind of a reminder of them. Hey, this is your season's kind of on the line. Baltimore, I think still, has a little bit more of a cushion here than Tennessee does in terms of, identity. But right now, Tennessee needs a win in the worst way.
The money has been the money that bet on this game is pushing this line lower and lower in Baltimore's favor. I think it started at 7. It's down to 6 already. So look, I want
this is the one to get in early this week. This is it.
Well, okay, but for me, I want Baltimore. So I want to wait. I want to wait for that money to come in because look, Baltimore has a lot of people talking smack about them. You don't expect them to perform, and Tennessee beat them down in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they did.
So I think you're going to get an inspired Ravens team this week. So I am going to take Baltimore, but I want to wait for those bets to come in on Tennessee, that line to lower. If you can get it down to, 5 would be great, but if you could get any lower than that at 4.5 when all this money's coming in on Tennessee, I would love it. So if you want Baltimore, wait to take it. If you want Tennessee, like Joe does, take it as soon as possible because it's moving in the wrong direction.
Well, I definitely agree. Once you get underneath 5 for this game, that's when I like Baltimore. But once you're still over 5 and 6, I still think Tennessee can get there. Baltimore is just, they're not good in the passing game. They're like third worst in the league. They run a lot, but they don't run well. It's
better on defense and much better on special teams.
That's the problem is that's where this game will end up being lost. Inevitably, Tennessee will lose this game because of special teams again. But they recognize, and look, Vrabel's going to have them ready to play. Vrabel's a hell of a football coach. They know what's going on here, and they know that they should have won that game in Indianapolis. So they're going to take that with them right there. That division is ripe for them. I still think Indianapolis is probably going to end up winning it, because Tennessee just can't figure out the special teams issues. Miami at Denver. Miami's 3.5-point favorites on the road in Denver. 45.5 is the number here. I'm going to take Miami in this one to win the game. I'll take Miami to cover 2. I just have a lot of questions about Denver and just not enough answers. And Miami is playing good all 3 sides of the ball. Special teams have been great for them. They're getting huge plays on special teams. That is the difference maker to me. That's why I think they cover. 45.5 is the number. I don't love this number. I would run away from it. If I have to go, I'm going to go with the over.
You know what? I'm going to lockstep with you right there. I'm going to go Miami. The over-under is tougher for me.
It's right there.
I don't have a good feel. I think if Drew Lock plays, I'm way more comfortable about the over, but he's 75-25 going to play. So I'll take the over. But if something happens, I might lean towards more the under in this game if it is Brett Rippon, but Lock should play. So Miami's been too good. They're on too good of a roll to lose to Denver, who's on the opposite way.
All right, the New York Jets at Chargers. Chargers 8.5-point favorites, despite the fact that they're 2-7. They're terrible. 46.5 is the number. Boggs. I know it should just be as easy as the Chargers, but I don't know, man. I do not have a good feeling about them covering this number.
Nah, it's that easy. It's the Chargers in the over. The Jets are terrible. They're not good. I know you, we talked about it yesterday. You were a little bit inspired to see Flacco playing like his old self, taking some shots downfield.
That's right, man. He was aggressive.
Yeah, he was playing better. And, but I have no confidence in the Jets at all. And I think if you're the Chargers, look, you've lost so many games on valiant comebacks by your opponents that you really have to put your foot on the gas in this game. So I think they can easily win by 8.5, and I'm going to push this game over. So Chargers over for me, easy.
All right, next one. Oh, actually, no, I got to pick it. Sorry. All right, I will go with you. I will go with the Chargers. I will go with the over, and I'll take the Chargers to cover. I'm gonna hate myself.
I understand not wanting to take them, but
the Chargers just don't close. You know what? Screw it. Let's have some fun here. I'm going to take the Jets to cover this one. 8.5 is too much. It's too much for the Chargers. The Chargers are not very good, and the Chargers do not close on anybody. They haven't closed on even mediocre teams, and I know the Jets are as bad as it gets. I get that. I don't know. Okay. It's just I just don't trust the Chargers.
I think we'll figure this one out real early. You know what I mean?
Probably. But the garbage time is garbage. Like they could just, Joe Flacco throws the ball, Crowder catches one, Mims catches one. All of a sudden, next thing you go, that 8.5 goes blown away. I just don't know. Especially if the Chargers had a great running game, I might feel differently. Like they could just grind out the clock and just, but they don't. Kalen Ballage.
You don't buy in on Kalen Ballage? Come on.
No, I do not. He is a punchline, my friend. Until Austin Eckler gets back, if that ever happens. Dallas at Minnesota. My Minnesota Vikings, 7-point favorites against the Dallas Cowboys. That's a big number, too, for Minnesota, when they played most of the year. But a streak is a streak is a streak. Give me the Minnesota Vikings to win. Give me the Minnesota Vikings to cover. And give me the over. That's what I want. It was an ugly game against the Chicago Bears. This one will be a little bit more wide open, I feel like. So, yeah, I think this one goes over, and I think Minnesota has a good day against Dallas, and they keep this train rolling just close enough to sniff the playoffs and probably fail at the end.
Yeah, I'm not with you. I'll take the Vikings straight up. But look, the Cowboys impressed me against Pittsburgh. They are coming off a bye. Andy Dalton is back off the COVID list and the concussion list and all that stuff. I kind of like Garrett Gilbert too, but I'm more confident in the under in this game because of what we know the Vikings want to do. They want to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And what the Cowboys can do on offense is not much. So I'm way more confident in the under in this game, but I'll take Dallas because, it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty well categorized that I don't like the Vikings this year. So give me the Cowboys against the spread and the under in this game.
All right, Green Bay at Indianapolis. Indy is 2.5-point favorites. The number is 51. This one is in Indianapolis. So, Boggs, take me through your thoughts on this one.
Look, when Phillip Rivers puts together a decent game plan, the Colts can beat most teams. That's not been the case that much this year. So I have no confidence in Rivers. Aaron Rodgers is playing some of his best football that he's ever played this year. So give me the Packers in this game. This is going to be my upset special. And give me the 51 is such a good number. Give me the over. I'll take the over.
I'm with you. Green Bay and the over for me as well. I just think, it's funny. Green Bay is a bit of an enigma. Sometimes they lose to the Vikings, right, at home. And then, they don't look great against Jacksonville. And then you watch, it's a tough matchup against Indianapolis, and they're going to get up for it. And I feel like, Aaron Rodgers is going to get up for it here. And, he's going to continue to make his charge for MVP. He's going to fall short of it, I think. But he knows where he's at. He knows what's going on here. Last one is the Los Angeles Rams at Tampa Bay Bucks. The Bucks are 3.5-point favorites. This one is on Monday Night Football. 47 is the number. Give me the Bucks to win this game. Give me the Bucks to cover. God knows I hate the Rams. I'm never right about them, so don't listen to me when it comes to the Rams. They are my kryptonite. Joe in the Rams is like Tom Brady and the Bucks versus the New Orleans Saints. It's not good for whatever reason, but the Bucks I just think are a much better overall package right now. And I think there's going to be a lot to handle there, especially if they are committing to Ronald Jones and committing to the run, because if you commit to the run, Tom Brady plays well. If you abandon the run, Tom Brady is going to fold like a cheap suit at this stage in his career. It's just a fact. The number is 47. I think I go with the over in this one. That just seems a little bit low to me.
This is the hardest game to pick of the week. And you're right, because the Rams have been so annoying, but the Bucks have been annoying too. Like, who goes and puts up 5 touchdown passes and then scores 3 against the Saints at home on Monday Night Football? That was so weird. I'm going to take the Rams in this game. I just think right now they're on a nice streak. Could it change this week against a good team in the Bucks? Absolutely. So I'm not confident in this game. I would not be betting it.
I don't know, man. They only scored 23. All those turnovers last week with Russell Wilson and that crap Seattle defense, and they still just put up 23 points. That ain't going to get it done against the Bucks. I'm sorry.
It's not, but I like the under in this game because of what you just said. That, and when the Bucks fold up, they fold up, man. Like, they don't score points when they're not playing well. So give me the Rams and give me the under in that one.
All right, it's that time. It's time for the upset special. Bogman and I are each going to go ahead and give you an upset special this week in Week 11 of the NFL. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals on the road against Washington. Washington's favored by 1.5. As bad as the Bengals looked last week, Joe Burrow's going to shake it off, because that's what the youth does. They shake it off and they go to the next one. So Cincinnati is on to Washington, and I think they're going to beat the Bengals and kind of surprise people after as bad as they looked, and they were outclassed by the Steelers. But I think you're going to be more competitive here against the Washington football team. So give me the Cincinnati Bengals. Bogman, which way are you going for your upset special this week?
It's time to draw the line in the sand between contenders and pretenders here. And I think the Packers are contenders. I think the Colts are pretenders. So I love the Colts defense. I don't like Phillip Rivers and what that offense has done. They've danced around with their running backs this year. The wide receivers are much better with Pittman, but Hilton needs to step up, and I don't see it happening. Give me the Packers on the road.
All right. It's a reminder to everybody to make sure you go follow us on Twitter at LineStar App and LineStar NFL and subscribe to the PreSnap. We get your DFS show every Thursday. You get your wagering podcast every Friday and every Tuesday, the recap and hot take show for the week ahead. So it's been a fun week of picking games and picking players. We'll recap on Tuesday as we always do before we hit the holiday. And don't worry, next week, even with the holiday, we're going to have regular shows. Don't worry. They're all going to be out there. We'll take you through the difficult Thanksgiving games, because let me tell you, some of those Thanksgiving games are ugly. So it's a good thing you can eat yourself into oblivion instead of watching some of those. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Bogman Sports, at Joe Pisapia17. And that'll do it for us. Just remember, kids, there's nothing left to do now except down, sit, win.
You've been listening to the PreSnap Podcast weekly wagering show brought to you by LineStar. Hit subscribe, drop a rating, tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode from Joe Pisapia and Scott Bogman.